Hello, dear students, very good morning. Now let's have another important passage from Macbeth, the famous tragedy written by William Shakespeare. And this passage is from the Act 4, Scene 3rd of Macbeth. And this is very important passage. The scene itself is very important. Up to now, we have seen that Macduff has run away to England and Macbeth is still fearing, and therefore he went to the three witches to know something more about his future and what they spoke about his future and how they ensured his safety by predicting three predictions, three foretellings. That is about that he must be fear of Macduff. There is danger from Macduff, and then he is also shown the apparitions as we have already seen in the previous lecture, and these apparitions means to say that Macbeth is still in danger, but they ensure his safety by saying that no one can kill him who is born of a woman, as well as that he cannot be defeated until the Burnham Wood comes near to Dunsinane Hill. And we know that the Dunsinane Hill is the hill where the castle of Macbeth is. So we saw that Macduff has run away from the Scotland and reached to the court of England, where Malcolm and Donalbain, who are the sons of the King Duncan, have already there. They have already flight or gone there very soon after their father was murdered. They have taken the shelter in the court of England king. So Macduff has done the same because Macduff was also in fear of danger that he can be murdered by Macbeth. So when he reached there, he met with Malcolm and Donalbain and he talked to them. He discussed them. He wept for the country. He mentioned the detail of Macbeth's torture, Macbeth's crimes that he was continuously doing in the Scotland. He was murdering the persons after persons, and then he says that even his family has been murdered. His sons and his wife has also been murdered, and that's why he has come there. But we see that Malcolm does not believe in Macduff at first. Malcolm thinks that Macduff might be the messenger of Macbeth, and he had come there in order to get some secrets, what they were doing in England or what kind of the planning they were making against Macbeth. But the reality was absolutely not this one, but this was the suspicion that Malcolm had in his mind for Macduff. So Macduff now reveals his heart before him, and let us see how he says and how he wins the confidence of Malcolm. That is the point here, very much important. So let's go with the text, what Macduff says. Bleed, bleed, poor country, great tyranny, lay thou thy basis sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord, I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, for whole space that is in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich is to boost. So these are the lines of Macduff's dialogue spoken to Malcolm. Here we have some difficult words in this passage. I am giving here the meaning of these words. For example, goodness means here good and virtuous Malcolm. So goodness has been here used for Malcolm. Then were then thy wrongs means you must suffer the result of your villainy. The title is afeard means your right to become the king is now confirmed. Whole space means whole kingdom. Tyrant grasp in the grip of the tyrant Macbeth. Rich is to boost, even if the whole treasure of the east be given to me as a reward. So these are the difficult expressions of these lines. Now go with the explanations, the reference and the context of these lines. As I told you that these lines have been spoken by Macduff to Malcolm. And we see that this scene is of England before King's Palace. And Macduff has reached there, meets Malcolm in the English court. Macduff tries to stir Malcolm into against Macbeth. So here Macduff is trying to rage those feelings, those emotions in the heart and mind of Malcolm against Macbeth, so that Malcolm can stand and ready to fight with Macbeth and get rid of their country, that is Scotland. Malcolm proposes and weeps to unburden his sad heart, but Macduff inspires him to take actions against Macbeth and fight against the tyrant. So Malcolm, because he was very suspicious, he did not believe upon Macduff at first, therefore he also wept in order to unburden himself and in order to express his love for the country as well as love for him. But Macduff is in trying to inspire him to take actions against Macbeth, fight against the tyrant. And who is here tyrant? Here the tyrant is Macbeth. So he says that they should proceed to their downtrodden country and fight to defend their birthright. So Macduff here says to Malcolm that they should stand, that they should proceed to their downtrodden country, they should sacrifice themselves for the sake of their downtrodden country. Downtrodden country means the country which is suffering from the tyranny of Macbeth. And then he says that they must get ready to fight in order to defend their birthright. Because Malcolm was the eldest son of King Duncan. Therefore, he had the birthright to take the throne, which was usurped by Macbeth, by one of the loyal courtier, warrior, soldier of Duncan. But because Macbeth was very ambitious, because he wanted to become the king of Scotland by fair or foul means. The fair means were not there because the king Duncan had already declared in the court before Macbeth and Banquo, etc., that Malcolm will be the successor to his throne. Therefore, Macbeth thought that he would never become the king of Scotland, and then he planned how to murder King Duncan, and that seemed him only the one way to become the king of Scotland. So, Macduff also gives a very pathetic description of the sorry state of affairs in Scotland in the reign of Macbeth. So, he gives a complete description of the pathetic condition of their state, Scotland, and that was only due to Macbeth. We must understand. Now, let us see what these lines says. That is what Macduff says in these lines. In these lines, Macbeth urges Malcolm to fight with Macbeth for the redemption of the motherland. So the stress here given by Macduff is to get freedom from the clutches of Macbeth for their country. He wants the redemption of the motherland, and the motherland is here the Scotland. But Malcolm does not confine in what Macduff says. We know very well that Malcolm did not believe in Macduff. He looks at Macduff with suspicious eyes and gives a blunt answer. So he didn't believe Macduff, and then he gave a blunt answer. No, he won't go there, he won't fight, he won't do anything, but he will remain here as he will take shelter only under the kingship of England. And this attitude of Malcolm filled Macduff with despair. He became hopeless. He became disappointed. He was nervous hearing such words from Malcolm, because when he came there, he hoped that Malcolm would be ready to fight against Macbeth. But here the condition changed. And this was only the momentary, because Malcolm at first did not believe in him. But now we will see that Malcolm believes, and then they prepares for the battle against Macbeth all together. So Macduff says that the future of his country is in dark, because no one is ready to fight against Macbeth. And Malcolm is unwilling to assert his right to the throne of Scotland under these circumstances. Why? Why his country is in dark? Because Malcolm is uninterested to take actions. He is uninterested to take his birthright to get the throne of Scotland. So Macduff weeps and wails, and he speaks in a pathetic voice. Oh, my poor Scotland, you have no alternative. You have to just submit meekly to the oppression of usurper, because there is no alternative. And what is the alternative? Alternative is Malcolm. And Malcolm is here reluctant. He is not willing. Therefore, Macduff disappointed. And so he spoke in such a way, oh, my poor Scotland, you have no other options but to surrender yourself before the usurper. So let the poor country go to the wreck. Therefore, he speaks that, okay, let then my poor country be destroyed. Go to the wreck. She must continue to suffer, as there is no one to rid her of Macbeth's tyranny. Because the country has to suffer continuously for a long time, because there is no one who can make his country free from the clutches of Macbeth, the tyrant. So, Macbeth's tyranny, he says, would make its foundations as sound and strong as possible. So, tyranny would be strong and stronger in his country because there is no option at all. So, the virtuous Malcolm has no courage to put him down. Macbeth's right to be the king is now duly established, and therefore, if no one is opposing him, if no one is ready to fight against him, it means that Macbeth's right to be a king is now duly registered and established because there is no challenge before Macbeth. So, this is what we have in these lines in the dialogue of Macduff in this scene, Act 4, Scene 3rd. So far, the critical note of these lines or this scene is concerned. Here, the same thing that Macduff tries to prepare Malcolm against Macbeth, but Malcolm puts up unexpected difficulties that he cannot do that he cannot fight against Macbeth. He also professes to be immoral and miserly and in every way unsuited to be a king. Malcolm here also speaks that he is not fit for to become the king. He is not fit for to fight against Macbeth. And this is only, but we see that this was only a test to test Macduff's loyalty. Because how can Malcolm believe in him? He had come from Macbeth. He might be the messenger or the spy of Macbeth. So he says that Macbeth has sent the people who have tried to trick him. So this is what we have in this scene. The dramatic importance of this scene is that Macbeth's enemies are gathering head against him. So now what we see that everyone who is suffered, tortured by Macbeth is now reaching to the English court, and they are gathering, collecting their power, their courage, collecting their army, planning there in order to fight against Macbeth. This scene also serves to raise our estimation of Malcolm and Macduff. We also come to know about Macduff's loyalty as well as Malcolm's loyalty towards their country. And the reason was, the conclusion is that now Macbeth's punishment is overdue. That is, he must be definitely given punishment. Now the water has risen up over the head, has reached over the head. Therefore, the decision to give punishment to Macbeth is overdue there. This is what for today, dear students, and we will meet with another passage, difficult passage from Macbeth, important passage from Macbeth. Till then, thank you very much. See you.